Hey guys, good morning. So today is kind of a big day, and honestly I'm a little bit worried. Rattlesnakes!
Don't drop it.
Stop! Actually had this for a... So today is the day I take my head into the machine shop to have it Magna Flexed. Now, the reason I'm a little worried about it is, do you guys remember when I first cracked the head off the block, when I was pulling this up, what the head gasket looked like? There we go. It's right here along the bottom of the head here. The head gasket is still in place here, but this right here, this is just all gunked up. These are supposed to be these ports or galleys here that go all the way through for our coolant to flow through, but they're all gummed up. I don't know, so I'm not sure if the previous owner had a leak going on or something and put some stop leak in the antifreeze or something, but these are just all gunked up. And those little sections, those little galleys there, they line up with the engine block right along here for our coolant to flow through to cool everything down. All those water jackets, all those gaps in the head gasket, they were all gummed up, all plugged up. And the reason a lot of these heads crack or warp is because of overheating. And now if I'm not getting good coolant flow to the head, that's like prime suspect for cracking. So I pray that this is not cracked, because I really don't want to spend another $300-400 bucks just buying a new head. And before you go putting a whole bunch of work into the head of your engine, like I already have, but you know, what did I do? I did the valve lapping, cleaned out all the ports, cleaned off the surface where the exhaust gasket goes, all that kind of stuff. Before you do all that, you should really just clean up the head and take it to the machine shop so you don't waste your time on a bad head. Because the last thing you want to do is go through all that work on a head and end up putting a bad head on your engine, and then you end up with just problems after that. So if you're going to do the work on it, you may as well take it to a shop, have them Magna Flux it, and find out if it's a good head or not. And the other thing I'm going to have them do, I'm going to have them resurface this head, because these have a real tendency to warp a little bit. And then again, when you're going and doing all this work on your head, the last thing you want to do is put a warped head back on your engine and kind of ruin your work, end up with a head gasket leak. That'd be bad news. So let's run it down there. All right, here's the big moment. Let's see if this thing is cracked. So Magna Flexing is just the process of applying a magnetic charge to an object, and then you use these iron filings. These are colored yellow. These will just be attracted to any areas where there's a crack. Now, a lot of these heads will actually have cracks in them that you can't see with the naked eye, that they're so small that the only way to tell is by Magna Flexing it. Can you Magna Flex an aluminum head? No, you cannot. It has to be a ferromagnetic material. And that's a material that is magnetic, and aluminum is not a magnetic material, so that just won't work. Now what's happening here, as he's putting the electromagnet on the head, it's creating a field or a force that passes through the metal, creating a magnetic field, right? If there's any crack or distortion in this head, that'll cause increased force or a higher magnetic pull in that area. Let me just show you on a whiteboard here. All right, let's go all engineering explained here. It's not erasing. Let's see how well I can draw here. So, over the top of the head here. And let's say that there's a little crack right there that we can't see with our naked eye. So when he puts his big old electromagnet on here, let me give him fingers here, and a thumb. So when you put the electromagnet on there, it creates a magnetic field that travels through the metal, right? That looks funny. Here, let's make this 3D here. There, that's better. So it creates a magnetic field between those. Then you sprinkle the powder on there, and it just lays on the top. Sprinkle the powder on there, and it just lays on the top nice and evenly. But what happens, if we zoom in on this crack, if we magnify this crack, so this we can't even see with our naked eye, right? That's how small this is. The magnetic field passing through this, it's disrupted here, and it has to, it creates a more positive and negative field around it. So like this side gets highly positive charged, this side gets highly negatively charged, and so that causes all the little iron filings to congregate, to gather in the crack, because you have a higher positive and negative spot right there where the crack is. So that's how MagnaFlux works. Now this side of the head checked out really good, which honestly kind of surprised me. I was totally prepared to find a crack on this side. Now we gotta flip it over and check the other side. Oh, I still got my... It's actually not that uncommon for these heads to crack on the top here.
And right there.
And my machinist here found a couple areas that look a little suspicious, so let's check them out. I really hope I'm not buying a new head here. And that first suspicious area actually looks okay, no crack there. It was just a rusty watermark from a little water laying on it. And same with the other spot. It actually checks out okay as well.
Yeah, no cracks.
Awesome. So you'll notice that he's turning the electromagnet here a different direction. He's just changing the angle of the magnetic field here, checking it from a few different angles to make sure we get a good look at it from all directions. And so fortunately, looks like this head is checking out good. Couldn't have asked for anything better. That is awesome.
Yeah.
At least I'm not buying a new head. Here he's just prepping the surface real quick so he can throw a straight edge on there real quick to check for warpage. Alright, so that is awesome news. My head is surprisingly good here. Honestly, I was so worried that the guy was gonna put the Magna Fluxer on there and oh, yep, big crack right here. I was just like totally prepared for that. So I'm super happy that my head is not cracked. This is still a good head that I can totally use. They also resurfaced it, did an excellent job. I got a nice, perfectly straight, smooth surface on my head here. So now when I go and put it back on my engine, I'll have a nice tight seal with that head gasket. No worries there. So great news. So that cost me what, 85 bucks? Yeah, it was 85 bucks to get it resurfaced, magnafluxed, all that, power washed. So well worth it to make sure you're using a good head on your rebuild. So you guys have any questions or comments? Leave them down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. Thanks for watching and have a good day. I actually made that! First try! Honest! First try! Wow! Huh. Yeah, really, I was thinking, if I make it, I make it. If I don't, whatever, I'll miss. I was not expecting to make that. That's funny. Alright, I'll see you guys next time.